So hello again guys, good evening. So I'll just continue what I have discussed just a while ago, and I think we ended up with the greetings, or what we call the salutation. So just to recap of our discussion, I talked about the parts of the application letter. So the first part is your letterhead, and you have the return information, the inside, the date, the inside address, and of course your greetings or your salutation. So next off would be your, of course, the most critical part in what we call the application letter, and that is what we call the body. So the body usually consists of 3 to 5 paragraphs. So in writing the body, you must consider what we call the AIDA pointers as follows. So it's no, IDA or AIDA pointers. So first, you must attract your employer's attention. So A stands for attention. So that's why you have to tell in the first paragraph, you have to tell where did you get the information about the hiring. Or let's say, for example, if you've read that in over the internet, in the newspapers, or let's say in their bulletin, so you may use that as what we call attention getter to your employer, or to your prospective employer, I mean. Second, for the I, you should state your interest in the company and the position you're applying for. So same thing. You have to tell them that you're interested in the job. So usually, or other people would say, I read in the newspaper, let's say the Philippine Daily Inquirer, or uh, what Star or something, or Sun or something, any type of newspaper. So you have to include that as an attention getter in order for them to know where did you get the information. So the second part is what we have said, interest. So you have to include what is the position that you're applying for. Are you applying for a teacher, or you're applying for, let's say, a clerk or a staff? Then tell them that you're interested. So like in my case, I often say this, but I don't literally, or I mean, I don't include the where did I get the information. I just simply say, I would like to apply for or I would like to apply in your company, or no, no. I read in the newspaper that you're hiring for, let's say, a teacher, and I am interested in the job. So that's the usual, or other people would have for the introductory part. And by the way, before I discuss everything, we in the body part we have three. That's why it's 3 to 5 paragraphs, because it is consist of 3 parts. So we have the first one, the introduction, the second part is the body, and the third part would be your conclusion. So it's like making an essay, but in this kind of essay, or it's actually in this kind of paragraphs, you are trying to sell out, or to sell your all the credentials, your capacity, your potential towards work. And we have, of course, the letter D for Ida. We have D for desire. Tickle the employer's desire to interview and get to know you. Now, for the if you're looking forward for the interview, or for, let's say, for working in the company, usually that is found at the bottom part, or the conclusion. So that is letter D, the desire. And the last one, which is action. Ask the employer to take action through this interview. So same thing. These are under what we call your conclusion part, the desire and the action. So attention and the interest would fall on the introductory part. And for the interest, you may tell them about, in the body part, you may tell them about your credentials. And the desire and action would usually fall in, or fall on rather, in the conclusion part. So we have your example. So again, that's Ida. A for attention, interest, desire, action. And we have here the first paragraph. Now, the first paragraph, this is in the still in the body part. The first paragraph should be direct to the point and must state your intention. So that's why oftentimes I would say in my application letter, like I'm writing to express my interest in the position for, let's say, a faculty in your institution. So something like that. You don't need to use flowery words. Okay, you don't need to use flowery words in making your application letter, especially in the first part. So example, if you're going to say this, I am writing to apply for the ABC position as advertised in the Philippine Daily Inquirer issued last November 8, 2014. So I would like to apply as an assistant deputy in your security agency. So this is now your attention and at the same time your interest. You tell them where did you get the information about the hiring, and at the same time you are expressing your interest in the position. So this is one good first paragraph or the introductory part for your body. There are actually a lot. If you've read, it's either in the newspaper or in the bulletin, you may also include that. Let's say, I've read in your bulletin that you're looking for an office staff in your company. I am interested in the job. So something like that. If you want to indicate the date, if you could still remember, that's still okay. But if not, anyway, that's still okay. So that's for the first paragraph. And next, let's see for the second paragraph. Okay, one quick. I'll just look. Okay, so next is if you were referred by someone, for example, it would be good to mention in the first paragraph. Now, if you did not read it in any newspaper, or let's say in the bulletin, or and so on and so forth, or even in advertisement, if someone referred to you, you may indicate the person who referred you. So like for example, I am sending you my credentials because of a referral from Mr. You state the name, the full name, and the position of that person in the company, so as form of referral. So that could also be an example of what we call the introductory part in your application letter. However, uh, there are some that they do not anymore include if they are being referred, unless it's actually like the company would give an incentive to those who would be referred by this person. So that's actually okay. Next, the second part, which is of course the body. Thus, the second and the third paragraph, the third paragraph is the conclusion, are where you put your credentials. So this is now trying to sell, not to sell the credentials that you have, okay? So here you should try to convince the employer why he or she needs to hire you. Therefore, therefore, you should briefly describe your academic and professional qualifications, experiences, and special skills and attitudes relevant to the position applied to. If you have if you have attended seminars, you should also mention it here. Now, everything should be clear and specific in the second and third paragraph. Okay, for in the second paragraph, you have to describe all the things that you have experienced, or let's say your experience in working, your credentials. Let's say, for example, your educational background. If you graduated with flying colors, you can also add it here, because anyway, you're trying to convince them to to hire you or to somehow interview you. So, needless to mention, for example, but it's really needed, you must observe parallelism. Okay, so meaning to say, the sentence should be, if you are going to, let's say, for example, if you're going to use present, you have to use present tense all. And if you're going to use, let's say, let's say, like in a sentence, let's say if it's ing, everything should be in ing. So parallelism in application letter is a must, since you are talking about your credentials and past achievements. So if the for example, if that is the recent one, so of course that's present. And if the what goes in your awards and so whatever is in the past, so you have also to use past tense.